We welcome to the show, Sinclair Skinner. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
All right. Thank you, Sister Hunter. Thank you for having me.
All right. First, you got a pin on that says you love black people. Me too.
Sure, you're right.
Yep. And that's not like all lives matter. It's like I could love black people and love all people. Okay, so knock it off. So first, talk to me. How did you get involved in Bitcoin before we get into this Africa thing?
Well, I've been doing business overseas for about 10 years, basically. It's now since 2007. And one of the biggest problems in moving and doing business abroad is actually moving money. And there's so many middle people between you and whoever you're trying to receive it. And Bitcoin became a real great way of taking out the middle person and allowing peer-to-peer transactions to take place, which is super huge. You know, up until this point, you either have to have a bank account, you got to have ATM, you got to go through someone else, Western Union.
Some form of a money changer.
Right.
I'm just putting it in a different language.
So now with Bitcoin, you no longer have to do that. You have sovereignty. And I think one of the things that we need as a people is more sovereignty, more control over our lives. So this is a tool. It's, again, I think with the skepticism, I think it's fair. It's neither good or bad. It can
it's just
hurt.
An option.
It's just an option. It's just a tool. It can be used to recolonize us, or it can be used to decolonize our lives. But it's not something. It's not absolute.
Right.
But that's why we need to get more black folks as makers, not just users. It's not about just buying some Bitcoin, understanding the blockchain and figuring out use cases where we can solve our problems.
Okay, so back up.
Sorry.
You saying some stuff like blockchain and stuff that some people may like, what the hell is a blockchain? All right, so you're again, we're Sinclair Skinner, BitMari, he's the CEO of it. He founded it. Do you have a bank account?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not saying either or, you're saying everything, which is what I think we need to be nimble enough to be involved in everything. We need stocks, we need bonds, we need insurance, we need to have gold. I believe in gold too, because that's another universally transferable commodity. Gold and silver, you can go to any place in the world and get that exchange. Tell me how do you get here?
Okay, so
blockchain.
And I'm co-founder. My a fellow Howard University grad, Christopher Mappendera, is my co-founder, and like I said, we've been doing work together now 10 years. BitMari means money in Shona. Shona is one of the indigenous languages in Zimbabwe, going back to your theme about learning, and I'm still trying to learn some words. I'm terrible at language, but so when you were saying that, I need to do better. I blame age, but so I don't need to blame that. I need to do better. I need to do better. I need to say ni hao to some folks too. I'm all bad. But so with BitMari, getting people to realize that even there's a thing called M-Pesa in Kenya where they use mobile money, but even that company has a actual regular bank. So as we transition, we're in a space where we're transitioning from different places. I think ultimately we're going to render banks obsolete in many ways.
Bernie Sanders would be happier with that. Got to break up the banks.
Yeah,
I
think we should. But it's just like even how we handle our digital pictures. You know, we didn't start just throwing away all our pictures, but people started digitizing it. As the internet, as our access to this technology got better and it made sense, okay, we're going to digitize it. But before, people held a bunch of pictures stacked up somewhere.
They had albums for days, right?
But that's not what the future. If we think that paper money is the future of the world, it's the same people still holding on to Polaroids. I'm not knocking it if that's your thing.
Right.
But as a people, with all the problems, the issues we have, we need magnitutional change. We don't need incremental change.
What did you say? Magnitutional.
Yeah, so we need big change. So humbly, I love you too, sister.
He said magnitutional change.
So we need to be the ones that are engaged in this technology. And we may not have did everything with the internet, but this is another technology that is so early that when we get into it, we can use our own orientation. Like I said, I'm at a conference and they're talking about Bitcoin. These folks aren't thinking about failed school systems. They're not thinking about, the government having police officers kill us in the street. That's not their priorities. So all these and they're not racist because of that. But no one's going to come save us. We got to take technology and use it to solve our problem. When we have a problem getting access to money in our community because there's no ATM, we got to say, you know what? Am I going to run around here protesting the bank to make them put something in my community so I can make them money? No. It's the same thing I did with these taxi cab drivers. One of the most humiliating times as a black man was trying to catch a cab. Well, I just use Lyft now. I didn't call Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. I got my own application now that I use, and I've rendered that level or form of oppression obsolete. So they can keep driving wherever they want to do. I'm good. So
go ahead and don't pick me up if you don't want to.
You keep going. God bless you. I'm going this way. You know what I'm saying? I got this thing. So the same thing with our money in the financial institutions. These banks, the Barclays, all these banks, if you try to create a bank today using the same methodology that they created themselves, those would be crimes against humanities. So there's nothing. I don't cry no tears for bank. What it took for them to create themselves was robbing, killing, and stealing.
Tell it.
So now that we're clear.
Wait, back up. Tell the story. Do you know the story?
Yeah. So when you start talking about how did a Barclays create the cash reserves they have, those were resources in Africa. Even when we talk about the De Beers and the institutions,
those are the diamond people.
That were chartered by the government of England to do what they did. I mean, they were what they did to us was legal. So that's why I don't even get caught up in what people tell me about. We're going to use laws to change us. Politics ain't going to save us. Laws ain't going to save us. Militarism ain't going to change. I think technology is the most useful tool to address the issues we have. But so often the civil rights community are using technology from 1983, and then the people in the technology community have no orientation. They misunderstand.
I was just helping you out. Go ahead.
Right. That's what they use in fax machines. And then the people in technology misunderstand Westernization for innovation. So they're up here glorifying European culture instead of actually realizing that we offer as much innovation, probably more, than anyone else has.
Why are you being modest? 866. Listen, I like the humbly, but let's tell the truth. All right, 866-801-8255. We're talking with Mr. Skinner.